then you can still catch up with it. Okay, because right now I have no platform I don't know whether I should upload in Teams. I cannot find you all in Teams. Then I also don't know whether I should set up a Google Classroom. So I'll just record on my iPad first, then I will look for a suitable platform for all of you. Okay, so you have progressed from 4NA, okay, to Sec 5. And Sec 5, you are going to take the O-level combined science lessons and syllabus. Okay, so what will you be covering in Sec 5? Okay, these are the topics. So it's actually not a lot. Majority of the topics have already been covered in Sec 4 and 3. Okay, so these are the new ones that we will be doing. All right, so we will be beginning with Chapter 10, Oxidation and Reduction, followed by a very short Chapter 13, Chemical Energetics. Okay, then after which, right, we will do a short revision on formulas and equations. So it's kind of like what you did last year during your 4NA ACP lessons. So if you are quite good in this, you can actually progress pretty fast, so that you'll be prepared to continue with Chapter 7. It's a big topic. It's actually mole calculation. And I know some of you might be wondering, mole calculation, I thought we did it when we were in 4NA. Yeah, you have done it, but it was only the tip of the iceberg. Now you're going to see the entire topic. Okay, so there's more to it. Okay, this will take us probably the entire term 1. Okay, so that will be what we'll be covering in term 1. After that, in term 2, we'll be covering Chapter 14, Chapter 9. And Chapter 9, right, is a very important chapter because this chapter is integral, is an integral part of practical exam. So I'll talk more about practical exam later on. Okay, so you'll find that actually when you're learning Chapter 9, I will be starting a lot of practicals as well. Okay, and then finally Chapter 16 and 17. Chapter 16 actually has been covered last year. It's on alkane alkenes. Okay, but in Sec 5, right, you will learn the part 2 of organic chemistry, which is Chapter 17. So I am a bit worried that some of you might have forgot your concepts on alkane alkenes. So it will be good for us to actually recap a little bit and then after that move on to Chapter 17. So honestly speaking, right, in terms of content, how much you need to cover in Sec 5 is not a lot. The most difficult topic is Chapter 9. Okay, that's the most difficult topic. Alright, that's the one that I think some of you might struggle more. Okay, then it will leave us time for a lot of revision now, because you might have forgotten what you have learned in Sec 3 and 4, and plus you also need to prepare for another component of your assessment, which is practical. Okay, so we'll need time for that as well. So so this is the general outline. Therefore, you all don't have to keep asking me in term 1, when are we going to the lab? You will go to the lab, but not that often. In term 2, that's when you'll start to go to the lab very often. Okay, almost every week. Okay, yeah. So what else? In terms of assessment, this is the bigger change. Okay, it's quite a big change. You have a total of 4 papers to sit for, compared to last year. Do you remember how science was tested last year? Okay, let's say for example, if you are taking physics and chemistry. Do you remember your physics is a paper 1, then chemistry is a paper 2? No, you don't call it that way. Physics is paper 1, paper 2, chemistry is paper 3, paper 4, right? Okay, then paper 1, paper 2 is 50 marks. Paper 3, paper 4 is 50 marks, right? So add together 100 marks. Okay, this year in Sec 5, you do not take only, you still take 4 papers, but the 4 papers, the number of marks will increase quite a bit. So you have a paper 1, which is multiple choice. But this multiple choice, let's say you are a physics chem student, you will have both physics and chemistry question inside. Okay, so then you're wondering, how does it work? So they mix and match. One physics, one chem, one physics, one chem. No. So if you are taking physics, chemistry combination, right? Question 1 to 20 will be physics. Question 21 to 40 will be chemistry. Are you okay? Then what if you are chem-bio combination? If you are chem-bio combination, question 1 to 20, chemistry. Question 21 to 40, bio lah. Alright? Then the chemistry questions, right, in both combination will be the same. So it's not like, physics chem, they have a different set of chemistry question compared to the chem bio students. So this entire exam takes place place in 1 hour. Okay, so not too bad lah. 40 questions, it seems the same as the past. In the past, your paper 1 is also 20 MCQ, paper 3, 20 MCQ ma. So that one is not the major change. What is the major change? The major change is paper 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so just to show you, if you are taking physics, then you'll be sitting for physics, paper 2, and chemistry, paper 3. You will not take paper 4. But if you are a Chem Bio student, you will sit for paper 3 and paper 4. You will not do paper 2 lah. But what about paper 3 and paper 4 over there? Okay, I'm just going to focus on chemistry there, just to show you. The total marks is 65. So it's a big increase. If you recall, right, last year, you had 20 MCQ plus 30 marks structured. Now, it's more than double. This entire 65 marks are all structured questions. Okay? So that's where the increase is. Alright? A bit more writing as well. Last year 4NA, nothing much, all short answers and all that, right? Here you might have slightly longer answers lah. Okay? What else? This is new. Totally new. So you also have a practical exam. Okay? So this practical exam, likewise, if you are a physics chem student, you will have both physics and chem together. So on your table, right, when you are in the lab, on your table you have the physics materials, you have the chemistry materials. Okay? Then you might be thinking, hey, Miss Mok, so how does things work? Okay, very simple. You are supposed to complete both sections in 1 hour 30 minutes. So that's around 45 minutes per component. Make sense? But do you need to stick to 45 minutes strictly? No. Let's say you are very good in your physics. Maybe you complete your physics practical very quickly in maybe 35 minutes. Then you will have 55 minutes for chemistry. Okay, or vice versa. Or you want to split it evenly, 45, 45, it's all up to you. But everything will be completed in 1 hour 30 minutes. Are we okay? So this will make up 30 marks. So 15 marks for each. Okay? So if you actually total up everything, right? 40 plus, let's say I'm a physics chem student, so I take these two papers. And then I also take the practical. Everything added up, you'll realize it's 200 marks. So it's double of what you took last year. Last year was 100, now it's 200. So you all may be wondering, so Miss Mok, these 200 marks, how do they convert? Very simple lah, 200 convert to 100 divide by 2. That will be your combined science marks. Okay? So that's the, in terms of assessment, that's how it is. And by the way, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, and paper 5, they all happens on different days. So it's not together. In the past, your 1 and 2 is together. 3 and 4 is together. But now your 1, 2, 3, and 5 all on different days. Okay, so that's another difference. Any question that you want to ask? Oh, okay. Don't worry about all these slides. When I found the right platform, right, I can send all this to all of you. Okay, so you're clear about what is happening. Okay, so moving on. Because you are in Sec 5, it's a bit different from when you are in Sec 3 and 4. You will not have 3 WAs, there will only be 2 WAs. Because by term 3, right, actually, there's nothing that the teacher is teaching in terms of content anymore, which should be done. Then it's just mini tests and all that. But the major WA is just for term 1 and term 2. So term 1 WA will take place in week 8. From my understanding, you all will have something like a level camp in week 7. It's not really level camp as in you play a lot of games. It's a bit of study camp, and after that you might have some class games and all that. Alright, so after that week, okay, you will have your WAs for chemistry. These are the topics. So the first 2 topics, which are quite short, and then writing formulas and equations. Okay. Then in term 2, week 5, which is in April, it will be the next 2 topics. Okay? Alright. The other chapters which I am not testing over here, we can have some mini quiz. That one not too big an issue to make sure that all of you are able to keep up with the pace. Okay? Then what else? Okay, so this is what you need for this year. So some of you will need to buy certain items. Actually, you all need to buy certain items. Number one, there's a practical resource package for chemistry, right, which costs $6.90. So the bookshop auntie is actually packing it, but I don't want you all to buy right now because we are not starting practical yet. Okay, I need my attendance in this class to be confirmed. You are very sure you are staying on for Sec 5, then you go and buy. If not, you'll be wasting your money. Okay, so I will let you know again. Then you will also need chemistry theory package. This one is good news for all of you. I will print for you, so you don't have to pay. You don't go and show off to other levels, okay, because they need to pay. I presume in the end I might have about 25 of you in this class. So it's a small number, I can settle it myself. Okay, so that one I will print and give it to you. Practical, you have to go and buy. Alright, then you'll need a gray file, okay, with 5 dividers for all this, okay, to keep all your things. Alright, for chemistry. So that's all lah. So I think first and foremost, what are the items that you all need will be this thing. Okay, gray file. And if you're not too sure whether you're staying on, right, then don't go and get a new file. You can use any old file. Need not be gray, can be any color. Okay, I just want you to have somewhere to put your materials and it's not lying all over the place lah. And that will do for me. Okay, once you have confirmed that, okay, I'm staying on in Sec 5, then make sure all these things are ready. Okay, so that will be what you need. Okay, some other important information, all our lessons will be here in the 5G classroom. If not, it will be in the chemistry lab. Okay, then I will give you quite a lot of equation quiz, which I do with most of my graduating class students, so that you can test yourself on writing equation, finding your products, etc. Okay, so that is something that we will do quite frequently. There will be frequent lab lessons, especially starting from term 2. Okay, almost once a week. Okay, then yeah, just want to say that if you have made up your mind that you want to stay on for Sec 5, okay, compared to your friends who move on to ITE or some other institution, then I think your ultimate goal is to get into a polytechnic course that you like, or JC, right? So really, you should make the best of this year. Okay, 5NA, I'm sure you all had a talk when you got your results. Then I think teachers did tell you that the rigor is quite different from 4NA. You'll realize that maybe not your class, because I know your science grades, but maybe other subjects you might think of it. Some of you, I don't know whether you wonder, you look at your results, you might be quite surprised, like, this particular subject I usually don't do that well in school, like I'm failing, but I managed to pass at N level, got a 5. I got a grade 5. I have quite a lot of cases. Your other friends who are not here, your science results are actually quite good. I will share with you what's your science results generally as a class later on. Okay, but you'll realize, right, a 5 at N level, actually when you come to O level, it's not a grade 5. I need to tell you the truth. A 5 at N level, right, maybe you actually didn't pass the absolute marks. It could be around 40 plus, but you achieved a 5. Okay, so those people who fail, they could be scoring under 30 out of 100. Okay, so when you convert it to O level, a 5, right, actually you are on a pretty dangerous place lah. 4 and 5 are a little bit dangerous. Your class, I would say, I inherited a pretty okay class, because I think when I did draw out your grades for those of you who took N level, of course the O level people, I don't know your results. You'll see your results only maybe 2-3 weeks later. But the N level results for science, right, is in this class is quite good. I only have about 4 or 5 of you who scored 4 and 5. Majority are 3 and above. Okay, so your starting point is not too bad. But if you are 5, it's not the end of the world. But I need to tell you the truth is, your starting point is not that steady. There's a lot of things you need to work on this year lah. Alright, so if you feel that right from the beginning you're not coping very well, I think you should voice out to your teachers already. It's not just for chemistry, it's for all other subjects. Okay, so don't wait until the end, like maybe 3 months down the road, 5 months down the road, then you realize, wow, Sec 5 not my cup of tea. I regret coming to Sec 5. We actually hear that very often. And I hope that it does not happen to all of you. Okay, so that is the reason why you should start right. Okay, be positive. Okay, combined science, although is more difficult than NA science, but if you pay attention, clarify your doubts, and do your homework, you should not be too far off. Yeah, and some of you, that one is a happy problem. Some of you actually got achieved a 2 for your combined science at N level, and you're actually not happy about it. It's fine. Then make sure that this year you get a 1. If you're thinking, Miss Mok, N level I get 2, O level more difficult, more challenging, are you sure I can get a 1? We have seen cases of that as well. Don't worry. Okay? So as long as you continue to work hard, maybe O level is your chance. Okay? Yeah, it's your chance to improve on your grade lah. Okay? Or actually maintain your 1 over there. Okay? Or your good results over there. Right? I really hope that science can be one subject that it can be used for your computation to entry to your poly courses that you want. Okay, it's actually achievable. In fact, many of you are back here because I think your science results are quite decent. Correct? Okay, so that's the reason why you managed to make the mark to come back to Sec 5 lah. So continue with this, and I hope that you can work together with me. Okay, we will have fun in the class as well, and also get good results in the end. Okay, yep. So I took some quotes lah. Okay, I think suitable for some of you over here. Okay, if you are those people who like to procrastinate, okay, make excuses. Today don't want to study. Today I want to take a break. I'm only starting in Sec 5. Give myself 2 weeks break first. See how it goes 2 weeks later. That's excuses. It will make your life easy. But 2 weeks later, if you are stuck here with me, you'll realize, whatever she covered in the first 2 weeks, I'm lost. Then that constitute a bad start straight away already. Okay, so discipline makes today's hard. Okay, today hard, but tomorrow easier. Okay, and it's not all talk and wish. I also wish to become a millionaire. Correct or not? But to really become a millionaire, you need to do something about it. Yeah, you need to work for it. Correct or not? Yeah? Okay, so if you wish to get good results, yeah, it's a wish. If you don't take action, it's forever going to just be a wish. Okay, and finally, this is what I hope will happen to all of you, regardless of what your path in the entire year. Fall in love with the process. Yes, there might be some hard knocks that you will take along the way, but in the end, if you can fall in love with the process, enjoy what you're doing, I'm sure the results will come. And it will be a fulfilling year. At the end of it, you can still get good results to get to where you want to be. Yeah, so ultimately, what I want to say is, I hope that you come with the mindset that you want this year to be worthwhile, worth your time, and not a wasted year, whereby you end up not doing well, and then you have to revert back to all the same causes that you did not want to take at this stage. Okay? Yeah, so make it worthwhile lah. And if you all are struggling in English, this one not my market, but then if you are struggling in English, please do work on it. I have seen many of our Sec 5, right? They do okay for other subjects, but they didn't do well for English, and that affected their entry to poly. So really, work on it. Your English teacher, is it Mr. Amba? Yeah, so you are in good hands. I think I sort of saw who are the teachers teaching you. You all have very strong teachers this year. Doesn't happen all the time, Yeah. So cherish this opportunity lah. Make the most out of it. Yeah, go and bug your teachers. All your teachers, I'm very sure they want you to do well as well. Okay? Yeah. Any questions for me? Any questions? Okay, so I'll just share with you what are the classes that I'm teaching your class. I have a Sec 4 Pure Camp. So your 2 classes will keep me very busy this year already. Then I have a Sec 3 Express Combined Science and QQ Sec 2 lah, which I follow up. Yeah, so that's my 4 classes this year. Okay, and this one, this model, this one personal tutor. Yeah, so I hope that we have a lot of fun this year as well. Okay, so anything you want to share with me or maybe when we get to know each other a little bit more, for those of you who are not too familiar with me, then we will continue on. Okay, so we will not waste time already, because want to do introduction play game also very lame. You are too old for it already. So we will start with the lesson proper, Okay, yeah. So next lesson, please bring along your chemistry file lah. Okay, just any ring file will do. But for today, right? Okay, if you don't have the materials, it's perfectly fine. I already printed out whatever that you need. Okay, it's not this. It's this one. Yeah. Okay. So after this chapter, the incentive is right. The next chapter, I'm inviting a magician. Out of my own pocket, I pay for it. Okay. Yeah. Then the magician will come and perform magic tricks. Yeah. Okay. Not bad. Hey. My personal duty don't like my jokes. Okay. You don't spoil it for me. I tell you. So there will be a magician, but we have to complete this chapter first. Yeah. Hopefully, if there are people who are leaving for PFP, right, the magician can come before you go for PFP or DPP. So you can still get to see the magician. Yeah. Okay, so all of you get one set of the notes on chapter 10, which is redox, oxidation and reduction. So we're going to start with the lesson proper. Okay, those of you who have taken O-level science, bear with me. I know it's the second time you are doing it, and you can be the tutor for those of your friends who we have not done the chapter before. Okay. So I know some of the teachers told me, then you can get them to be the mini tutors to help. Okay. So this is our first topic. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, I'll be very frank with you. Actually, I'm not a big fan of this topic. Okay, personally, right, this is one of my most boring topic in chemistry, I feel. No video to show, no game to play. The entire chapter, right, you're basically only doing one thing. But usually my students don't find it boring because they find it very fun in terms of, they only need to learn one technique, right? And then this one technique can apply in every question. So they feel very shocked about themselves. At the beginning, learn one technique or learn one skill. Then after that, this one skill can complete the entire chapter. So they say they like it. But for me, it's because I have to repeat the same thing again and again for the entire topic. So it's actually quite boring in that sense. Okay, what are we learning in this topic? Okay, the title is called Oxidation and Reduction. Actually, right, you're not learning new stuff. You are just taking another angle to view the reactions that you have learned before. Okay, I just do a quick one to show you. Quick one. If I go to page 2, you can see this reaction of a metal and steam. You learned it last year. Okay, so it's not new. This reaction, you may not learn it last year, but other reactions like question 4, combination reaction, or acid plus metal reaction, you have learned it before. So you are actually looking at reactions that you have learned before. But we are taking the angle of looking at whether these reactions are oxidation and reduction reaction. That's all. So I think your burning question is, what's this thing called oxidation and reduction? Sounds so such a bombastic word. What does it show? Okay, there are actually, right, 4 different ways in which we can define whether a reaction is oxidation and reduction. Okay, 4 different ways. Most teachers in other schools, maybe not our schools, because I did share with other teachers before, most teachers in other schools, they will tell their students they must go and memorize 4 different definitions. And it is what I went through when I was a student. It's very tough. Okay, but because you are very fortunate, you are in my class, there's 0 definition to memorize. Nothing. Why? All you need to do is this. We skip everything first. I just want to show you the last part on page 1. Okay, you see the word shoe over there, right? This word shoe actually represents the 4 definitions that you all need to know. Okay, so first and foremost, right, let me break it down for you. Okay, the first word, O over here. O represents oxygen. Okay, oxygen. Then the second alphabet, H, represents hydrogen. The third alphabet, E, represents electron. Okay? And the last one, the S over there, represent oxidation state. Okay, over here. So I think this word oxidation state don't make any sense to you, right? Never mind. You just take a look at how I define the 4 alphabets first. Okay, then I need you all to help me out with something. Above the shoe, right? Can you write down plus, minus, plus, minus? Okay. So if you have taken O-level science last year, okay, I'm not too sure whether your teacher introduced this to you. I'm not the one teaching you last year, but I believe most teachers would have done that. Okay, why must you know this plus, minus, plus, minus? Very simple. Basically, right, the plus, minus are the definition, the 4 definitions that you're supposed to memorize. Now you don't need to memorize. You just need to remember shoe, plus, minus, plus, minus. So what are the 4 definitions? I show you. Don't need to copy, These 4 are the definition for oxidation. So the first definition is this. Addition of oxygen. Okay? The second definition that defines oxidation, loss of hydrogen. Okay, minus means loss. Third definition, loss of electron. And the fourth definition, increase in oxidation state. I used to memorize this as a student, but actually now I realize no need to memorize. You just need to know shoe, plus, minus, okay? So these are the 4 easy ways in which you can define them. Okay, it may not make a lot of sense right now. When we try a question later on, you will understand it. Okay, so I go back to my notes on top. Okay, so like I said, right, there are many chemical reactions. Our main focus for this chapter is that we will consider whether they are oxidation and reduction reactions. Now, oxidation and reduction reaction, they always occur together. Okay, cannot be separate, they always occur together. So, sometimes if I'm lazy, in fact, I'm lazy most of the time, I will not call oxidation and reduction. So many syllables, oxidation and reduction, 8 syllables. I'll just call it redox. Okay, why? Because redox, the RED stands for reduction and the OX stands for oxidation. Clear? Is that okay? Alright, so in future I will not say oxidation and reduction anymore. Usually I will just short form redox over there. Okay? So there are a lot of reactions that are redox type in our syllabus, but we will not go into this. We will just look at some examples later on. Okay. So far so good? Okay, then shall we take a look at one question, then you can see how easy this whole thing is. Super easy. Okay, my first example, right, I'm going to focus on this. Okay, oxygen. So we're just going to focus on oxygen over here. Okay, remember, we said that the gain or the increase in oxygen, right, is actually called oxidation. Right? What about reduction? Reduction is just the opposite. So increase in oxygen is oxidation, then the removal of oxygen is reduction. Don't memorize, because reduction is just opposite. So I only remember shoe, plus minus is called oxidation. Good enough. Okay, so let's go to the next page here. Do you realize I didn't ask you to copy anything? There's nothing to copy on top. Okay, you just need to know your shoe, plus minus. Okay, then we have an example 1. Okay, how are we going to solve this question? To check whether it's an oxidation and reduction or redox reaction over here. Very simple, follow my steps. First, you have zinc and steam reacting to form zinc oxide and hydrogen, right? Can you help me out? Starting from zinc, right? Can you draw an arrow to connect zinc to one of the products over here, but the zinc must be related. So where will you draw zinc to? Will you draw zinc to zinc oxide or will you draw zinc to hydrogen? Which one does zinc looks related to? Zinc oxide, right? Very obvious, right? But then, must be lah. So, draw an arrow, okay? Easy, ah? Not that difficult. Okay, then, very simple. You don't need to highlight. I'm highlighting because I want you to focus on certain things. Can you compare the chemical formula? What happened from Zn to ZnO? Irvin already have an answer. But do you all notice there was no oxygen here? Then suddenly there's one oxygen introduced there. So there is a gain in oxygen, right? Okay, I cannot remember what's the definition. So I will do this. Shu plus minus plus minus. Then I know these are the definition for oxidation, right? Once you have written that, then you ask yourself, oh, Miss Mok just mentioned that there is a gain in oxygen. So gain in oxygen, that's oxidation, no? So do you all agree this is oxidation? Anybody don't understand what I'm saying? Okay, can don't understand, don't be shy, just raise your hand, let me know. Okay, good. Now is a playing of English words. If I say, okay, let's say, I say Megan. If I say Megan undergoes a promotion from Sec 4NA to Sec 5NA, can I also say that Megan is being promoted from 4NA to 5NA? Can I? So likewise, if zinc undergoes oxidation to form ZnO, can I also say that zinc is being oxidized? Same meaning, right? Therefore, you can write down zinc here. Understand? Very, very easy. What is the reason? The reason is what you all just told me. The reason is because zinc gains oxygen to form ZnO. Okay? Any question? Quite simple, huh? What do you mean by short form? Yes, you can write short form. In fact, I want you to write the chemical formula. Because, right, you all spell out, you might make careless mistake in the spelling. So, since the formula is given, just copy, okay? Yeah? Then, but the word oxygen here, I prefer you to spell out instead of writing O2. Because you realize here, the number of oxygen that is gained is only 1. So, if you write O2, it's a bit strange. So I prefer to eliminate this problem. Do I write O, do I write O2 or what? You just spell out the word oxygen. But these two formulas, okay, Zn and ZnO, you can copy from the equation. Quite simple. Okay, the next thing you need to do, okay, I change color, then easier for you to see. H2O draw towards H2. Okay? Because these two are related, So do you all notice anything or not? I'm going to highlight the chemical formula. What do you notice? Yeah, the oxygen is lost. Correct or not? So you go to the shoe, then you realize, there is nothing written about loss of oxygen, but we should know since gain of oxygen is oxidation, loss is the opposite, then it must be reduction. Make sense? No need to memorize one. Just know your shoe plus minus can already. So I'm going to write down reduction over here. So, just English word, I can also say that H2O is being reduced. Correct? It undergoes a reduction. It is also being reduced. So here you write down H2O. Reason, because H2O loses oxygen to form H2. Okay? Can? You want to wash your face? You want to wash your face? No? Can So it's not too difficult, right? My first example, I go very slow. But you know what's the best part about this chapter? You're going to be doing this over and over again for the entire chapter. Yeah. Just that different definitions being applied. Okay, now we move on because I want to explain this second part. Okay, so I'm going to choose another example. Okay, let's say for example, Yi Tong, okay, Shall I choose? Who should I choose? Somebody. Okay, maybe I choose Jasmine and East. Okay. So Jasmine and East are sitting together. So assuming they sit together in class for the entire year. Okay. So after the entire year already, right, you realize, okay, this is Jasmine now. Okay, let's say this is Jasmine. So Jasmine's result, right, improve after the entire year. Okay, she undergoes oxidation. Her results improve. Then if I were to ask you, who causes her result to improve? It must be the person sitting beside her. This person, who is East, okay, H2O is East, is sitting beside Jasmine over here. Then you realize he is the one responsible for her results to soar, to increase. Maybe because whenever Jasmine don't understand anything, then East can answer her, help her in it. Okay, something like that. So, there is a name given to the partner that supports this substance that undergo oxidation. This substance is known as the oxidizing agent. I'm going to put down short form, oxidizing agent. So it's very simple. Zinc undergoes oxidation. Who causes it? Always the partner. So the partner will be called the oxidizing agent, the person that helps the other substance to undergo oxidation. So, do you agree? You will write down H2O over here in this box. Okay, But how to explain? Very simple. Just now remember, I asked you, right, how do I know that East is the oxidizing agent? Then you realize my main answer was, because East helped Jasmine to improve in her work. So, your sentence must start with, it causes. What did East do lah? Okay, it causes who? Then the focus will then shift to what did he do to help Jasmine improve lah? It causes zinc. Okay, and after that, you know the rest, right? It's just copy and paste. You're supposed to copy everything here, but English-wise, right? We go for good English. You have to change the phrasing here a little bit. It causes zinc to gain oxygen to form ZNO. It's almost identical to here, right? It's just that instead of writing gains oxygen, you write to gain. Okay? So you talk about what the oxidizing do to the partner lah. Okay, then you all want to make a guess or not? So East sit beside Jasmine for the entire year. Jasmine's result improve. But unfortunately, East's results were reduced. Then who causes it? Usually you all don't blame yourself when you don't do well. You blame the person beside you, right? Blame the teacher, blame everybody else, right? So you blame the person beside you. Okay? So this zinc is the one. Okay, maybe because talk too much already, so the results went down. So this zinc is called the reducing agent. The substance that brings about reduction. So zinc is here. So reason it causes. Then you can take this whole sentence here and copy inside. But you need to change the losers to lose lah. Okay? It causes H2O to lose oxygen to form H2. Okay? So far, any issues? Quite simple? Not too bad, Quite simple, Alright. So everything that I have mentioned actually is written here. You can read yourself. No need to memorize. Please don't memorize this. Okay? Please don't memorize this, So, what I want to share with you right now, before you start the next question, okay, is that I'm going to show you just a shortcut. If you have, no need to copy. Okay, so you have two products and two reactants and two products. Usually when you do a question, let's say this is your oxidation. Make it a habit. If you have discovered this is oxidation, straight away go to the partner and write down OA. Make it a habit. Then if this is reduction, A to D is reduction, straight away go to the partner and write down RA. So for every question, you just do this, right? Redox is a piece of cake for you. Okay, this chapter is a piece of cake already. Just make sure that you do this properly. Okay, so let's try this out lah. Okay, let's try this out together. Okay, let's take a look at question 2. Alright, over here. Okay, so we move on. Okay, so we have Fe2O3, then we have plus 3CO, then you get 2Fe and 3CO2. Okay, before you begin, can I just highlight something? You don't highlight. I want to show you this. Do you realize this equation? There are some coefficients which we added to balance the equation. Okay, I have a piece of fantastic news for you. In this chapter, redox, you can totally ignore all these numbers. Okay, they are not going to be involved in your answer at all for the entire chapter. Please leave them out. Okay, so leave them out. So don't write what 3CO over here. So you just write CO lah if that's the answer. Okay, now can you help me? Okay, I give you maybe 30 seconds. Can you draw an arrow to correlate the right substance? Okay, help me draw an arrow. Okay, to correlate. Fe2O3, you are going to correlate to Fe? Same? Okay, but once you correlate already, can you tell me whether this is oxidation or reduction? Cannot remember, never mind. Right, shoe, plus, minus, plus, minus. Okay? Actually, you see, I'm the teacher, right? But I also do this every question. Okay? So you can do that as well. What do you notice here? Anybody can share? Huh? Yeah, loss of oxygen. So loss of oxygen is defined as reduction. Good. The moment you write reduction here, what's the next thing you should do? Yes, very good. Reducing agent. Okay, so it's not reduction agent but reducing agent. But which one? CO, very good. The partner. Go to the partner and write RA. Okay, make it a habit. You'll find that your answers are very easily populated later on. Okay, very easy. Okay, then do you agree you also need to draw an arrow here? CO to CO2. Okay, focus on this. Focus on CO to CO2. We don't care about the tree in front. Okay? If you care about the tree in front, then it's very tough for you to calculate how many oxygen gain and loss. So if there's only one oxygen here, it became 2. So do you agree there's a gain in oxygen? So you check your shoe, then you realize this is oxidation. Actually, do you know, if you are very sure this is reduction, the other one no need to think, just write oxidation because they happen together. Right. So anyway, after writing oxidation, what's the next thing you should do? Yes. From here, look at the partner. Write down OA over here. That's the oxidizing agent. Okay? So with that, right, you can start writing your answers already lah. Okay? So the substance that is being reduced will be Fe2O3. The substance that is being oxidized is CO, reducing agent CO, oxidizing agent Fe2O3. Okay? Then let's write the explanation. CO gains oxygen to form CO2. Fe2O3 loses oxygen to form Fe. I'm going to highlight Fe. You notice I wrote down Fe instead of 2Fe. The number 2 should not appear in your answer, okay? Can? That was what I was referring to lah. Can I leave you to write the second one yourself? This one you try on your own. I will only check selected people, okay? So you all finish already, you can raise your hands. I'll go over and check. Okay, go and do yourself. So I'll check for some of you. Then maybe another question I'll check for another group of you, okay? Yeah? Remember when you are explaining reducing agent and oxidizing agent, you should tell me what it does to the partner. Okay? Okay, good. Good. Okay? Anybody else done? You want to me to take a look at it? Okay. If you are struggling, you are having difficulty, let me know also, okay? Don't be shy about it, I can ask. Okay. Can? Good. For me? Okay. Although the sentence structure will be changed, to form will be better. Just keep the same structure. Okay? Yeah, this one you leave it. I will tell you what's the answer later on. Okay. Okay, I've checked some already. You will be the last one that I'm checking. Give you the answers. Okay, so far so good. Seems like most of you can get the answer. Oops, sorry. It causes Fe2O3 to lose oxygen to form Fe. Okay, try your very best, right, to keep to the way that I phrase. Okay, so that your teachers will not argue and fight with you, right, in terms of phrasing. The last thing I want is you losing marks in terms of phrasing. So any question here? So far so good? Alright, so we are going to fill in the last two blanks. Okay, what is the last two blanks over here? Okay, I'm going to use a red highlighter so that you can see what I'm trying to say. Okay, we want to find out what happens to an oxidizing agent all the time. So you see question 1. Oxidizing agent is this, right? H2O, right? Do you realize your oxidizing agent is always reduced? Let's see, question 2, Oxidizing agent is always reduced. Okay? Yeah. So, the word here is reduce. Then you want to make a guess? What do you think is the next blank? Reducing agent is always oxidized. Very good. You can double check with the question over there. Do we need to memorize this? No need lah. That one logic. You can just see any question and get that out. So minimize your memory work. There are other things that you need to memorize. So we need to be very efficient over this. Okay, I'm trying to cut down the unnecessary memory work that are not worthwhile lah. Okay, so do you know we have finished 1/4 of the chapter? Yeah, 4 definition only. I finished 1 already. Yeah. Some of you even faster, already doing the next page. But no need lah. I think 1 minute, I don't want to stress you out. So the next lesson, then we will continue with the second one. Okay, but it's the same, very boring one. So I will start yawning in the next lesson already. Yeah, then it's again the same over and over again. The exciting one is the last definition. Okay, so we will continue with that. Okay, alright, so I will stop here. Do you want me to collect back the notes for now because you don't have your files? Or you are good to keep it yourself? Good, Okay, good. Then I trust you, you'll keep it. When will I see you again? Oh no, can't remember my timetable. Okay, wait, Next week is odd week, right? Next Thursday, so long. I thought Tuesday, is it? Or Monday, yes. I have a lot of lessons on Monday, so very high chance. Next week is odd week. Yeah, Monday, early in the morning, 8:35. This year the timetable is not good for me. You know, last year I always come in and stroll in at 9 plus, 11 plus. All my lessons are starting at 8:35 and 8 o'clock this year, you know. So I need to rush to school. Yeah. Okay, so I will see you all back here next week lah. Alright? Maybe we'll do something lah. For now, I give you my handphone. Okay? Until they tell me that you are on Teams. So those people who are originally in my class already have my phone, right? So no need. It's for those of you who do not have my phone number. Okay? You can quickly take out your handphone now and just add my number. Message me. Tell me who you are. Okay? Don't hide and then after that, guess who am I? I will not entertain you one. Okay? So you just text me lah, who you are. Alright? So I'm going to erase this already. Yeah. So if let's say in the event, I don't have you in Teams, then I'll just create a WhatsApp group and add everybody. Okay? Okay. So you message me already and keep your phone ready, Not later you get caught, Alright, so I'll see you all next Monday, class 10. Okay, thank you, class. Have a nice day. Okay, let's go. Or you want to stay here and study? No? Stay with 哥哥姐姐 study. Don't want